Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video, and firstly, before I begin, and you can probably hear by the sound of my voice, my apologies for the funny sound in my voice, sore throat, blocked nose, blocked ears, trouble breathing, aching all over, occasional headache, you name it, it's back. And I've only just recently recovered from it, but it's back again. I've obviously caught it from someone at work. It's crazy down here. It's spreading like wildfire, and it just goes full circle. But it's not as bad as last time, so hopefully it's stay that way. But what can you do? But enough of that. Anyway, I just thought I'd do a quick video response to Novabug's Friday Foursome, where he asks 4 gaming-related questions every 2 weeks. And the reason why I say I'm going to do a quick video because it's actually a Friday that I'm recording this video, so I'm going to quickly upload it once I've done it, because it's actually today that he'll be uploading his next 4 questions, either this afternoon or later on this evening. Whether I make it in time or not, it really doesn't matter. It's all for a bit of fun, so there you go. First one he did was the 4 favourite game controllers. Then he did the 4 most cherished games, which I sort of did together because I missed that first time round. And now his latest one, well, it is until later on, when he does his new one, is the 4 gaming regrets. And in all honesty, I wasn't really going to do a response to this because I really couldn't come up with anything. I could have taken the easy route by just saying, games that I regretted completely, but in all honesty, for me personally, and each to their own, all that collection behind me, all my games, I very rarely complete games. Out of 100, I'd say about 40 or so that I do complete. I just play them for fun and enjoy them, and most times I do get bored halfway through, not because the game's crap or shite or anything like that. It's just I just basically want to move on to something else, but the game's there though, and I'm happy it's there in the collection. So really, gaming regrets where I regret completing any games, it really doesn't count for me. So there you go. So as I said, it was just really hard to come up with 4 other gaming regrets, but I did manage to come up after much thinking. I did come up with 4. So whether they are regrets, I leave them for you to decide. Sorry about that, camera issues as always. I'm actually thinking of eventually, I'm going to have to get a new camera this year. I'm really looking into a couple already, so for the time being, as I always say, I'm going to have to soldier on with the issues. But so on to the first gaming regret, and it's a game that I enjoyed immensely in the arcade back in the day, and was so chuffed when it was going to be ported over to the home computers. I knew that the MSX version was going to be a Spectrum port, but it didn't bother me at all. As long as I was playing this game at home, it was good for me. I did play it not too long after that on my friend's NES, and I just loved it. And the game was actually released on the home computers with the Spectrum, the Amstrad, and the MSX in Europe, but it was under a different title. And it was released by a software house called Toposoft, which was a Spanish company, and that was Desperado. It's basically the same game, and I guess they took that approach to avoid any copyright issues because it really is the same game. But I reckon when they wanted to do a home port of the arcade game in the UK, I think US Gold and Capcom approached them, and rather than punishing for it, maybe just partnership with them in asking if they could use that game and bring it over to the UK, sort of save time, whatnot, whatever. And that game in question is Gunsmoke. Sorry about the glare there. I love this game in the arcades. Back there. Screenshots of the arcade. Is it the arcade? I think it is. And in Europe, this game was only released on the Spectrum, the Amstrad, and the MSX. There was no Commodore 64 version at the time, but obviously when it went over to the UK as Gunsmoke, a Commodore 64 port was made. So yeah, Really enjoy this game. Game you regret. So chuffed to buy this. Run home, stick it in the tape, load it up. What happens? Nothing. Didn't load. Fair enough, it happens. Tried again. No, didn't happen. So I changed the loading instructions because sometimes especially with MSX games, sometimes the loading instructions on the actual instructions is different to sometimes when they put it on the actual tech on the program itself. Because I've done that a few times, but nothing happened. But eventually I did get it to load. I don't know how many times I've tried to get this to load. Eventually I did get it to load, and it crashes halfway through the first stage, and that was it. That was the last time I got to play this game. Obviously I tried again, nothing. My brother was with me at the time. He must have been 8 or 9 at the time. Bless him. Look on his face. I was so fuming, fucking annoyed with this game. I completely demolished it, smashed it into so many pieces, plastic, you name it, ripped up the instructions. So mad, really mad. And then we lived on the first floor. What I do next, I go and throw whatever remains I had of it out the window. And obviously the plastics, instructions, cover and all that lot end up on the ground, but the tape itself got stuck in the tree close to our house. And years later, I mean, was it 1987? Years later, it was about 2003 when I went back to my parents' house for a short period. There was still tape on that tree. I kid you not, there was still tape on that tree. But yeah, gaming regrets. Did I regret it at the time? I felt good about it afterwards. But pissed off in it because I never got to play the game. Obviously, years later, I did get the game back into the collection. This is the only time I've seen it come up on eBay, and I've got it. Now, retrogames.co.uk, they do have a copy of this on their site, but it's going for £20. And also, in all honesty, I've yet to play this. I'm not loaded up. Fear it. I might get that I might get a repeat of that event, and I don't want to do that because I'm really chuffed to have this back in the collection. Just cover alone is enough for me. I played it on emulation. That's good enough for me. So yeah, that's my first gaming regret. Now the next one is the ColecoVision. I had a ColecoVision, CBS ColecoVision as it was known. I had about 7 or 8 games for it. I had Ladybug, Donkey Kong Jr., Turbo, Smurfs. I think I had Lupin. A couple of others I can't name. But yeah, I got the ColecoVision and the MSX for Christmas, and those were my systems that I had right up until the Master System got released. I never had anything else after that, before that. So when I got the Master System, was it a year or 2 down the line of owning the Master System, I was thinking to myself, do I really need this ColecoVision? I had a cousin of mine who didn't have anything at the time because his parents couldn't afford it. So what I do, I ended up giving him my ColecoVision, all the games, had a turbo wheel, the adapter so you can play Atari 2600 games. I was actually having issues with the control pad itself because the ColecoVision had these sort of numeric control pads where you had to select the game. So I was having issues, and I think, well, you know what, it wasn't that bad, but it was still good enough to play, but I sort of gave it to him. And I was sort of gutted in a way because later, it was just under a year, I found out that he had binned it. Rather than selling it on or give it to someone else who might want it, no, he just binned it because eventually his parents managed to save up some money to get him a Master System. So he just completely binned the bloody thing. Everything, the turbo wheel, the adapter, obviously the console, the games, it all went into the skip. So fucking annoyed, you wouldn't believe it. It was a while before, I kid you not, it was a while before I spoke to my cousin again. It took a long time. I couldn't believe it. Because I sort of love that system. And I've yet to get one back in the collection. Would love to, but it's just the problem with that system. It easily breaks down and it becomes very difficult to repair. So it's one of the reasons why I've yet to get that system into the collection. But hey ho, never know. One day, who knows, if I see one at Blackpool for going for a good price, even just to get the games that I own, nothing more, nothing less, just the games that I owned back in the day. So yeah, that's my second gaming regret. Now the third one is another game, and this is the CD version, and it's a game on a PC Engine, and that is Altered Beast. Funny story, just because the version that I had was the Hue card version. It was a great game, loved it. I mean, Mega Drive was still a few months away being released on the import side, because it was still a year later before the Mega Drive got released in the UK, in Europe, because we used to get our consoles from sort of the grey market. And I got the PC Engine with Altered Beast. My God, was that game fucking hard. It really was. I could never get past the second stage, and even getting past the first stage with, you know, that boss there, it was a nightmare. It drove me mad. I don't have a Hue card with me, do I? Actually, hold on a sec. Yeah, this will do, cycle check, so I'll use it as an example. So there's the Hue card there. That's the Hue card, and of course, imagine it is Altered Beast. I was with my friends one day, and I had this game with me. I was gonna borrow it to a friend of mine because he also had a PC Engine. Never got to borrow it because I go and do the most stupid thing. We were talking about games in general, blah 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 blah, and of course Altered Beast came up, and I was explaining how bloody hard that game was. Bloody hard. And I told him, what did I say? If it wasn't the fact that I paid such and such for it, I would have stabbed on it, broke on it, you know, do whatever with it, break it. And I had a friend of mine, it was me at the time, I dare you to. So what did I do? I did. Dropped it on the floor, stepped on it, stamped on it, threw whatever on it, and broke it in half. I think a friend of mine still has that half, the picture half of the cover itself of Altered Beast to this day. Yeah, a silly thing to do. We always used to laugh because when the Mega Drive did finally come out, you used to say that someone at Sega must have been watching you, because if you look at the instructions in the Japanese section anyway, at the back where it tells you not to stick it in sunlight, water, do whatnot, they used to say, that's me. There, you should not do this to your game. As you can see there, it says Packy. And of course they used to joke that that was me. So that was pretty funny. Saying that, one of my friends later on, he actually went to work for Sega. And I reckon if I could speak for him, one of his gaming regrets was he was working at Sega. And I think at one point he was asked to go to Japan. He'd been to Japan a couple of times on various events and meetings, and I think at one point he was asked to go to Japan and help him out on a car game at the time that they were doing. And I'm quite sure it was Sega Rally 2 at the time, and they wanted him to help out on it, but he obviously turned it down. So I guess that would be one of his gaming regrets. So yeah, that's my third gaming regret. Yeah, I think it is. So the fourth one is fourth one. I can remember. Yeah, it's the PC Engine. I had the PC Engine. I bought it. I can't remember how long I had the Master System for, but eventually I moved up to the PC Engine because I've already started working, so I was sort of saving up to get the PC Engine. And a cousin come over, the same cousin I gave that bloody CBS to. Even though I wasn't talking much to him, you couldn't avoid him because obviously they came over to our house, we went over to their house. The talkative side wasn't the same as before, but anyway, I talked about the PC Engine to him, and I'd borrowed the PC Engine to a friend, and I had the Master System at home, and I really wanted to show him the PC Engine, how good it looked compared to the Master System. But I had to go and get the PC Engine from a friend's house. Of course, he wouldn't give it to me when I went over to collect it because he wanted, because he was so into it, he loved it. He just wouldn't give it to me. He wouldn't hand it over. He even shut the door in my face. And so I looked together. Listen, I tell you what, give me the PC Engine, and you can have my Master System and all the games with it. I had about 23 games at the time. And he went, "You serious?" And I thought, seriously, I want that PC Engine. I only had 2 or 3 games for it. I think I had Gunhead, Galaga, I can't remember what the other one was. Ultimates had gone by that time. I can't remember what the other one was. But anyway, so yeah. Fair enough, alright then. Because he didn't have a console. He only had was the Commodore 64. So he gave me the PC Engine, and true to my word, next day I went down with the Master System with all the games, and handed them over to him, and really regretted them. Some of the games that I did give to him I've yet to get back into my collection because they're either too expensive, like Wise. I'd love to get Wise back into my collection, the original Wise on the Master System, but it is pricey, and I'm not going to go pay over 30 quid for it when I can, in all honesty, just play it through emulation. And I do have the PC Engine version. There was a couple others like Rampage that I yet to get. I've yet to get that one also. So yeah, I think that's really it. Then that's my 4 gaming regrets. Probably waffled on too long. Probably made no sense whatsoever. But anyway, I thought I'd give it a go. It has been difficult, but are there gaming regrets? You tell me. So until the next time, bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video. I've got a pickups video coming up shortly. I've yet to show the items that Electro Adventures sent me. I think that's about it. So yeah, I'll put links below to Novabug's channel. Give it a go if you've got time. Awesome questions he's coming up with, and I look forward to what he's going to come up with later on this evening when he uploads the video. So until the next time, bye for now, and take care.